Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Europa Universalis IV with me, Alfapiomega, Meiou and Taxes, and Scandinavia. So I said that I will get back when things start happening, and that's not exactly true, but something did happen, and that is that the hjælp has switched to Danish. Awesome. Now we need to figure out where is hjælp. I have a feeling that it is up north, yes. So hjælp is now Danish culture, which is incredible. Incredible. Yep, it has switched, and that means that Trondelag and Akerhus and Dalarna as well will now start converting to Danish culture. That is awesome. Now, not having the accepted cultures is giving us quite a lot of unrest. You have seen the religious unrest events before, and they're actually kind of stressful and dangerous because they give you a whole lot of very, very nasty modifiers. But I still think that it's, for the roleplay reasons, kind of good to not accept the cultures because, you know, we are the true ruler of Scandinavia and Scandinavia needs to be Danish. That's just how it is and how we roll. It's gonna be kind of hard getting rid of the Finnish culture, which is unfortunately way more resistant because it's a different culture group entirely than we have, so that's gonna take forever. But, you know, still, we might see it at the end of the game. Other than that, we are still doing fairly good. The provincial unrest is slowly rising, which means that the Finnish separatists could present a negligible threat. So I'm gonna harsh treat them, just to make sure they won't rise up and surprise me. But I'm thinking that I'm gonna send the armies where they belong. The Norwegian army back to Bergen. The Royal Army back to our capital. And the last army, which is the Finnish army, back to Varsinais-Suomi. We're getting a decent amount of gold every month, which is good. I'm gonna keep it as... well, I'm not gonna spend it. We might have very rough times ahead of us. If anyone decides to attack us, it will be a big nasty for us, and a huge treasury would be good. Plus, the only positive we're getting is because we are using the Corvi labor. I'm not gonna, do anything else. I'm still thinking that I'm gonna placate some of our nobles, like you. For 10 prestige, 5 loyalty, and a bit of stability points. This would be better though. But I said that I need the money, so let's sacrifice our prestige, gain a bit more stability. We're sitting at 34 points now. We're not getting all that much, unfortunately, but it's okay. And did our population drop? It seems so. What did happen? I don't think we have any province trauma or anything, did we? There's no plague or anything I'm missing. Maybe something happened. Well, Vinland shouldn't technically be us. Well, that's weird. I don't know what's happening there. But anyway, we are doing okay. The thing I'm looking forward to the most at this point is that we are going to get the next 2 technology levels, the quadrant and shock cavalry, which will give us a new flying batteries type artillery and the new infantry unit, which will be Swedish Gustavians. Good. So that's gonna help us with a possible defense. And we have a revolt here. High taxes and cultural and religious differences have caused unhappiness among our citizens. If this continues, this will drastically affect the stability of our nation. Alesund. It's somewhere down here, isn't it? Wait. I'm confused. I thought it was a Danish province. Where now is Ålesund? Here it is. Oh no, not at all. It's a Norwegian province. We'll have to lower the taxes for them. The autonomy will drop, but this will make them less prone to revolt, because I think that the revolt risks are slowly rising at certain places, like Savo. Well, we could increase the autonomy here if we wanted to now. But I don't know if that's wise. It would tank our centralization even more, and I actually want to get it slightly higher now. It was gonna take 3 decades to get where it was before, so by the time, in 3 decades we might be able to do things. In a decade we'll have 84, so if I do some other shenanigans, I might be able, for example, if I went with partial levy obligation, that would give me 90 stability points, but also a corruption. Crap, I don't want to do that. Well, an advisor has died, our diplomatic advisor, and actually, I'm considering my options. At this point, we're getting 13.19 gold. So we were paying quite a lot for the guy. I'm gonna slow it down a bit and we'll see how much exactly, because the game claims we were paying 6 gold for him. Maybe even more. I'm not entirely convinced that that's true, but I'll let it recalculate and deal with its own shit. Yeah, we didn't. Okay, so that means that the more expensive guys are off the table. And I'm gonna go with Axel Albrecht, who gives us trade efficiency and trade power abroad. It's gonna cost us 26 gold. We got Øresundstollen, so we are sitting at the nicer numbers and a bit more diplomatic power. We're swimming in diplo power anyway, but I think we ought to be careful with it, because the next thing that I want is free trade idea. I know that I said that we want maybe standing army or quality or something like that, but free trade is more important for us at this point. Or actually the merchant marine would be also good and very useful when you think about it, because it gives ship trade power, extra merchant, national sailors, global tariffs, trade range increase, invaders with upkeep +1 and another merchant. On the other hand, free trade, I think we would go free trade, then probably standing army and then merchant marine. That would seem the best. I don't know if there are any more. Administrative ideas would be good too. Or empire ideas, punish rebels, greatness, imperial governors, magistrates, Bureau of Interior, Ministry of War, I am the Emperor. So actually we might go with free trade, standing army, merchant marine, and then empire ideas if we switch ever to empire. That might be a good idea. Revolt. Karyala can have its lower taxes because it's all the way up here. With a whooping -25. Well, actually, I didn't have to do that, but plus 40% autonomy is really not a biggie. That's just a small thing. And hey, only Savo now has unrest. Oh, come on, game. That has to mean something. What do we need to do to get that crisis to fuck off? Where the hell is it? Here. Oh, stability at least 1. We need more stability. That's gonna take forever. Well, the points are moving up, but not much I can do here. Best thing would be to bestow some privileges. That would speed it up only a little. And there really isn't anything else I can do here. Compose a new madrigal. Yeah, we just have to sit it out and hope that the revolts won't go up. Well, this is a pleasant surprise. Urban industry arises in Uppland. So we could choose either linen, metalworks, or cloth. And I think we already do have it in our capital where we are producing steel. In Sealand where we are producing cloth. I don't think that we have it anywhere else. Yeah, we would see it here. So we have steel and cloth. And that's about it. So maybe we could go with linen. Yeah, we do have the money, so let's go with linen. And that can upgrade to silk, I think. And then textile, then it can be upgraded to a luxury good. Well, we'll see. In the meantime, I've done one thing, and that is, I thought about how we have defended the southern provinces, or we actually didn't. We never got around to it, did we? Bismarck does have a province, but you don't. And nor do you. So, you know what, let's do that. Let's construct a fort here for 3,000. We do have the manpower for it, and we're enjoying a relative peace. And let's build a fort here as well. Okay, so we're building a fort in Stralsund and in Stormarn. And I also give an order to build one in Ross, because it's our border province with our ally still, but you know, we'll see how things are in the future, we never know. So we will have a ring of forts pretty much everywhere where we border some of our friends or enemies. And that will make us well. Now, one thing that I also wanted to bring up is that you guys had a really good point made a long time ago. While you're watching this, you will probably think I've forgotten, but I read it a couple of days ago, and that is that I shouldn't ignore the mines. There are certain provinces that have mines that I really did not pay attention to, and I can see that I don't see them here. Okay, never mind. I think we can see it in the build menu here. Where can we build mines? Yeah, you can see that these provinces... Mine complex. Yeah, these provinces have the mine complexes. So all of our northern provinces, Romsa, Davi, Sami, Lapland, and then places like Tunsberg, Agdes, and then Varmland, and also... What is this? I can't read that. Nurfatskun. So these give a decent amount and an urban gravity, so that's actually not a bad idea to expand these. This one produces salt furthermore, so that's very valuable. This one produces lead. So we might expand these mines if we wanted to, and it's really not expensive, and it gives a lot of urban gravity. Too bad we don't really have one. Or do we have a mine somewhere? No, not really. Though I think that Romsa has a port. Yeah, Romsa has a port and it produces iron. So we might want to expand it here because it's gonna give us an urban gravity. Oh wow, but that's so expensive. But really good. Anyway, family ties with Furstenberg. Okay, 10 extra diplomat and culture unrest. This is what I was speaking about. On average, 60% of your provinces with unaccepted cultures will gain 20 unrest. Fuck. That's gonna change a lot of things for us. Most of these are Finnish. Yeah. Well, but this is still a much better situation than we were in before. I think I can contain this. I'll have to deal with the Finnish separatists. But other than that, I think we'll be okay. Hopefully. Yet another advisor in our employ has died, Commandant Folkets. And he was a level 3. I know that for sure. And we actually do have a guy here that's 42, and that would be good instead of him. And I like the 22 extra gold that we have. Well, I think we're in such a deep shit, and I really can use the military power to suppress the rebels. So I think we're gonna go ahead and take him. While I was off cam, I have initiated yet another fort expansion, and this time for our capital. Now I don't really feel like building anything on our capital at this point because honestly the population is way below urban gravity. We are at like 60% of the capacity, and that means that even this extra fort building that we are working on will give us a massive boost that will not be felt for a long time. But I've been watching and looking around, and I think that we could either build a local university in Uppland, or we might want to focus on Dalarna, because that's one really expanded province. It has a mine, and if I worked on it, we could easily get quite the ball rolling there. Plus it doesn't have a really big unrest, even with all the shit that's happening recently, so that might be a good thing. I also thought that one thing that we could do is that since we are never going to get the Scots converted, because there's no land connection to them, so they always have their own culture, that we might want to take them on as an accepted culture, because there's no hope in conversion ever. One of these provinces would just have to become magically Scandinavian, whether Norwegian or something. It's just not going to happen. There's no conversion going on. But for that, we need them to have development of at least 20. And they are very backwards. We have 6 development here, so I could get the ball rolling on Galip, build a marketplace there, and some other things that could boost it, and use this to my own advantage and develop the region, because we're getting quite a lot of cultural unrest here, turmoil. Yeah, that's that. And that's kind of a drag. I want to keep this. It fits well with our empire of northern seas, but next but not last, or last but not least is what I was looking for, is that we are starting to rake up the profits again. We can have a bigger land forcement now, and we dropped a bit of ships. Actually, no, not like dropped a bit of ships, but we dropped a little of the extra ships. We were, I think, at 103, so that also boosts our income significantly. I guess it might be because the population is slowly creeping up. Also, our stability is creeping slowly up, but there's not much I can do to... Yeah, I could... You know what, let's demand this. That lowers the unrest and gives us a bit of growth. Here we have nothing. And here we have nothing. I need to placate to lesser nobles. It's a good thing that our prestige is increasing. I could promote them, but that would give us a bit of stability, and they would get loyalty, but I don't really need loyalty of the greater nobles. I don't think they have do they have any privilege? Oh, they do. Well, I could use that to remove it then, but... What are those privileges? Commoner's Band and Major Expansion of Autonomy. That would hurt a bit, but not really interested. I'm happy that we are keeping them under the leash. Where is it? Here. So they don't really bother us at all. Well, okay, I guess that's all. I'm gonna keep what we have now. And later on, I'm gonna start a project to slowly upgrade some of these ships. I think we also had... Yeah, we have some Latin South caravels. Did I say... Oh, we have a Warcog even. Oh my god, so these things need to be upgraded to Brigantines. What is the next level? If we're gonna upgrade, I think it's gonna be very close. Oh, and actually we can take the technologies as an end to the episode. And level 35. Yeah, so I think that's worth it. We're gonna be getting, bonuses very often now. So let's get the quadrant. In 1641, Pierre Vernier invented the quadrant, a device that could calculate angles accurately to 1 minute of arc. This level of accuracy gave a line of position within a nautical mile of the navigator's actual position, making both travel and maps even more accurate than before. Highway network, okay. And shock cavalry, this is a big one. Beginning with Gustavus Adolphus, cavalry began to adopt thinner lines on a 6-man deep. This dramatically increased their effective firepower and allowed for shock tactics. So combat width increase, the maneuver value of your units is increased, cavalry shock increase, and we got 2 new units that we can choose. So we have... Wait, what? Oh, I clicked wrong. So we had what? The Musketeer Square. Yeah, this is an upgrade on almost all of it. Oh, no, it's actually a different one, but it's Swedish. So let's take it. Fighting against Poland-Lithuania, Gustav II Adolf introduced Eastern European tactic into his army, dividing his troops into a small detachment of musketeers who could support Swedish cavalry defensively. Initially, his armies were still defeated, but under the generalship of Johann Banner, the musketeers were used on the offensive. When they fired their muskets in unison against an enemy in tight formation, they could be devastating. It was with these new armies that he fought the 30 Years' War and, in the process, gained the title Father of Modern Warfare. That increased our offensive and defensive fire quite a lot. So let's get it. And we can get rid of the demi-culverins and get the flying batteries, which bring us a boost in offensive fire and in defensive shock. The biggest problem with artillery was how slowly it moved. As an army pressed forward, artillery was often left behind. The armies of Gustavus Adolphus attempted to solve this problem by making irregular horse artillery units in which cavalry soldiers attached their horses to artillery pieces. This gave the artillery more mobility but rendered the cavalry largely ineffective in combat. At the same time, the Swedish army also reduced the number of types of cannons to standardize their ammunitions. Okay, and on that note, I'm gonna end it now, and I'll see you in the next episode where we start using all this gold up. I really think we should raise more infantry units because, yeah, our royal army needs it, and we ought to be a bit careful with the provincial unrest and other stuff that's happening around our empire. So I'll see you in the next episode.